In this video, we're going to go through how you can create a LinkedIn ads campaign within the Claude interface. And you can probably do it in about 30 seconds, to be honest. We won't in this video because we'll walk through it step by step just to sort of show you what it's all about. I'm not going to waffle on too much because I do currently have a chest infection, but it's going to take more than a tickly throat. It's going to take more than a tickly throat to stop me from talking about my favorite new workflow. The beauty of this is it's not going to make the same mistakes humans do. There's certain platform things you need to watch out for in LinkedIn, which I've been through many a time, that you don't really want to get caught out with. Oh, goddamn. Whether you're doing it just for one campaign or 100 campaigns, it's the same process. So it's super cool. So let's just dive into it because I'm pretty excited about today's video. We had this working for about a month or so. So it's kind of cool just to sort of give a couple of glimpses out to the world of what's going on. So, for example, let's go into our test LinkedIn ad account, and we can see here that we've just filtered by the campaign of Claude, which we'll call them. So let's just do a quick little thing here and just say, please, can you go on to the Ben V2 LinkedIn ads account and create a campaign group called Claude, spelled like your name, campaign test. And then if we just hit enter and let it run in the background. Now we have an internal tool that we use to monitor top level like structure of accounts, campaign performance, month on month, campaign performance, ad performance, and loads of different variables, like 120 different endpoints. Now within that, we've built a MCP, which allows us then to manage these accounts, whether it's quick audit changes, like some of the platform issues, scaring issues with the campaigns, as well as optimization, like split tests moving forward. There's like loads of stuff. So we've built this MCP out, and MCP is pretty much just a fancy acronym for saying, being able to pull stuff natively within the interface. The reason we like to pull stuff natively within the interface is having tools and whatnot is great, but you want to try and get the maximum productivity gains we can from going and using the places which are in a lot more of the day, which would be like Claude's interface, for example. Not sure if you've heard of Claude before. I don't think people talk about it too much. But if we go into, I need some water. So if we go back into campaigns here, and we got Claude already filtered, and we can see here we got the campaign group. I still call them campaign groups. You can call them campaigns now, and I groups. It's going to take me a while. The Claude campaign test, you can see here that it's being created. So if I refresh this page now, we can see here within this that the Claude campaign test has now been created, and it creates it in the way in which isn't going to group objectives, group budget, like all this stuff which people may have an issue with when they start creating campaign group, which trips them up like down the line. This doesn't have any of that because we've programmed it so. So if you go into obviously Claude campaign tests, let's just create a new campaign. So let's just say at the moment, let's just go on to audiences. If we go into a saved audience, I've literally just created an audience here called test audience Claude, just for the purpose of this video. You can actually create audiences within this, but I like to do that manually beforehand just to make sure that you've really got your audience defined. But say, for example, we've got 62,000 people in this audience, like United Kingdom, like broad, just job titles, a couple of company industries here, and then a couple of negatives here. So we've called this one test audience Claude. So let's just go and say, for now, because we built up all these prompts to make sure that it's working properly, let's just go and say, within this campaign group, create a campaign using the Claude test audience, and then ask me any questions you need to know to be able to create the rest of the campaign within that campaign group. So just doing it a very sort of like broad prompt with Opus 4.6, it's pretty good at contextualizing it. So we press send. Oh, for some reason it thinks it means Claude test audience. Don't know. I don't know why it keeps calling itself. There you go, test audience Claude. There you go. It sort of corrected itself, 62,000 members. So it can go through and pull we saved audiences. We can actually amend the saved audiences here. Cool. The next bit here is it asks you what website objective we want, or campaign objective we want to use. So we can choose website visits, lead generation. So we typically go and do and like set it up to the ones we typically want to use, and it learns. But in this one, let's use engagement, for example. What format do you want to use? Let's just use single image. Let's just say we want to do £20 a day budget. So it's asked all the questions we want to create it. And then what it goes and does is it goes away and finds the estimate bid. So when it's creating a campaign, it'll go and say, this is the estimate bid. Let's try and find it. We are having some issues with it at the moment. Yeah. So the API, the issue we've had at the moment is when it goes live, a campaign goes live, it can then see the suggested bids. But for some reason, whilst it's still in draft and it's building it, the API has the issue sometimes. So we're coming up with a cool workaround in the background at the moment. So we can able to say, it suggests £5 per click. Let's start with £4 a click, and then we can test it. So we can come back later and we can do that. So you can also choose the parts that you want to go and allow, and what you don't allow, you can do that within the MCP settings. So I put always allow. And it should then start creating the campaign within the campaign group with all the objectives and everything else. Now, what you'll notice, and as well, it looks at the this test account for some reason is in a USD, even though I normally talk in pounds. So it's done it. So you can see here now, the campaign's created successfully. Is a summary of what's been set up, objective, format, audience size, daily budget, bid, £4.50 CPM, because it looks behind the scenes at the bid adjustment, and then it's already paused whilst we get it sorted. So if we go into the ad sets, we're going to refresh this now, we can see that the campaign Claude test is up there. If we go on to edit, scroll down, we've got engagement, we got the locations, the audience size is right. You can see here, everything in here. You can go single image. You can actually do all the account ID and everything else. And you can also pull through the conversion tracking. So it actually pulls through a list of the conversion tracking. You can set those. It's something I've just skipped on this stage. But yeah, ultimately you can prompt it to be like, okay, it needs to use these conversions as well. And the best things about this is the fact that it doesn't actually do any of the mistakes which normal people would leave in, like enable audience expansions already by default turned off. You can see here the audience network's not on. Like all of these things which would normally be left on are left off if you create by this. And you can go and create this by bulk actions as well. And you could be like, I want to create this across 5 different territories, change the audience slightly. So I could literally say here to remove United Kingdom. I've changed my mind. Don't target United Kingdom here. Target United States instead, please. And then you can do that at bulk, and you could queue up a long list of actions, and it goes through and actually starts just doing them for you, which is cool. So yeah, you can go in there and it will find the URN associated with it, because we have a big database of all of those. You can see here URN, do it, always allow. And it's created a new saved audience for me as well. It's created a new saved audience, Claude US, I can use in the future, and it's been applied to the campaign. So in theory, we should go into here and then reload. And now it's targeting the United States. And we can do that from literally negating out job titles, everything else. So you can kind of chat with it, and it does the whole creation process. And you can see here the audience is much bigger because it's targeting the US. So cool. So then how would we now go and do creative? So there's a few different ways you can do it. You can literally upload creative straight to this, or you can just in the Google Drive, for example, and you go copy, share, copy link, and I can whack this in there and just be like, can we use this creative, can we upload this and use this creative for the single image ad, please? And what it will do once we've done that is it will go and find this image, it will upload it to the media library. That's never happened before. We can see it didn't upload properly. For some reason, upload this to the LinkedIn ad account. This is the point. This is the point in which, people would normally restart and start this again, because this has not happened before. But we can see here now, so we can see For some reason, they didn't like it the first time round. I don't know, about 15 times of doing this. I haven't had that issue before. So we can see here that we now have the image uploaded, which is great. And you can see here, it's actually already started preempting, so I've uploaded it now. Forgive me. You can see here, I'll type it, or can I be like, give me 9 of the options I can use for intro copy, because what we've done is we've already used like a skill for this internally to be like, these are the 9 different types of approaches we can take for the ad copy. Let's just use learn more as a call to action button, and it kind of bakes in everything we need. So then if we wait for this to load, and obviously using it one by one, it's not going to be crazy quick, but like, for example, you were going to do like 50, 60 different campaign groups, different areas, nuanced, different approaches for building audiences, creative, testing creative, different locations, different seniorities, and you can go through and you can bulk do it. And I'll show you some other cool things in a minute. So for example, we can see here like numbers, 3 out of 4 marketers, like tangible loops, creative results, credibility, loss aversion, before and after, all these different types. So like obviously these are quite generic because the creative we're using is just LinkedIn ads test image. So it's created ads around that. So you call out your eyes like US marketers. So then let's just go, for example, and choose this one, like use number 1. Okay, now so landing page URL, let's just use session-media.com. And normally these pop up at the bottom as well, but again, you could just prompt them as you go through. It just tells you what you need, and then you can kind of let it create for you. This is a new MCP upload we did last night, so probably a few things. Cool. So you can see here the campaign, it's been set up. Google Drive, and then everything's been setting. So we can go into here, go into the objective, go in next. And then you can see the test image here, ways to streamline this process as well, which we're working on. But then the beauty is you can kind of say, what are the budgets that we're using across the board? How big's the audience? How's the performance? And it'll tell you if you're underpacing, overpacing, and then it'll automatically go and update the budgets for the month. You can do negatives. You can kind of create the whole thing. And obviously in one prompt, I could literally upload that image, tell it the campaign group, tell it the campaign, it will go through and do it all at once, just ask me the questions. You wouldn't do it like I just did it then when it was like one by one. That was more just to show it in itself. Obviously there was an issue with the Google Upload Drive. It might just be easy just to upload it directly into the chat itself, depending on your workflow. There are lots of different ways you can do it. And whilst I think doing one campaign to one campaign is probably going to be a similar length of time, I think when you start doing things at scale and start trying to optimize at scale and work out how you can really bring this process natively within your day-to-day like function of working within Claude, for example, which people are doing more and more. I think that's where it becomes super powerful. So we don't know how you guys are using MCPs and everything else. Because the other great thing about this is like, I'll be like, name 10 things are wrong with this account in the audit. And we can go through there and we can actually see some of the key things we've amalgamated behind the scenes, how we determine which are best performing ads, which ones aren't. And then you can literally just go in there and amend them and say, okay, make sure the ads are rotating, for example. I should pull that up here. So I put maximize delivery on 2 of these. Low performance here. Video dwell time is dropped. Click-through rate declining. 50% budget utilization, underperforming ads, 3 campaigns, audience penetration too low. So all of these come in here and you can literally, we have like routes out for each of these. So for example, we can automatically turn off maximize delivery and turn it into automated bidding. Automated bidding is maximize delivery into manual bidding. The dwell time of the video campaigns, we can go and look deeply into that and work out why that is the case. And if not, obviously create new ad copy at the top, see if it's ad copy or whether it's actually the ad itself. Utilization might be too big audience, too low budget. We can look at that and play around with that. No tracking on some of them. Underperforming ads still running compared to alternatives, so we'd pause those directly through the app. And yeah, different ones as well. So I said it's going to be a quick video. It's not. I think this is the future of how our platforms will be managed natively within either Claude desktop or the web version, but interested to know how you guys use it as well. This approach is going to save a lot of manual issues and best practice issues, which cost companies a lot of money. And if you want to find out what they are, I'll actually link to that as well up here, so you can go and check that out right now. But yeah, love to know how you guys use it. And until next time, have a great day.